let there be lights in the vault of the sky, to separate the day from night, and let them serve as signs to mark sacred times and days and years. That word for times is Moed, the Hebrew word 4150, which means appointed time, place, or meeting, or appointed feast, Moed. The Lord said to Moses, "Speak to the Israelites and say to them, these are my appointed Moedim, or festivals, the appointed Moedim of the Lord, which you are to proclaim as sacred assemblies." Verse 4, these are the Lord's appointed Moedim, or festivals, the sacred assemblies you are to proclaim at their appointed Moedim, or festivals. The Lord's Passover begins at twilight on the 14th day of the first month. On the 15th day of that month, the Lord's Moedim of unleavened bread begins. For 7 days you must eat bread without yeast. On the first day hold a sacred assembly and do no regular work. A foreigner residing among you who wants to celebrate the Lord's Passover must have all the males in his household circumcised. Then he may take part like one born in the land. No uncircumcised male shall eat it. Matthew 5:17 through 19. Do not think that I have come to abolish the law of the prophets. I have not come to abolish them, but to fulfill them. For truly I tell you, until heaven and earth disappear, not the smallest letter, not the least stroke of pen, will by any means disappear from the law until everything is accomplished. Therefore, anyone who sets aside one of the least of these commands and teaches others accordingly would be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But whoever practices and teaches these commands will be called great in the kingdom of heaven. Romans 2:28 through 29. For he is not a Jew, which is one outwardly, neither is that circumcision, which is outward in the flesh, but he is a Jew, which is one inwardly. And circumcision is that of the heart, in the spirit, and not in the letter, whose praise is not from men, but of God. Deuteronomy 30, verse 6. And Adonai, your Elohim, will circumcise your heart and the heart of your seed, to love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, that you may live. 1 Corinthians 7:19. Circumcision is nothing, and uncircumcision is nothing, but what matters is the keeping of the commandments of God. Ephesians 2:11 through 13. Therefore remember that formerly you who are Gentiles by birth, and called uncircumcised by those who call themselves the circumcision, which is done in the body by human hands. Remember that at that time you were separate from Messiah, excluded from the citizenship in Israel, and foreigners to the covenants of the promise, without hope and without God in the world. But now, in Christ Jesus, you who once were far away have been brought near by the blood of Christ. In 1 Corinthians 5:7 and 8, get rid of the old yeast, so that you may be a new unleavened batch, as you really are. For Christ, our Passover lamb, has been sacrificed. Therefore, let us keep the festival, not with the old bread, leavened with malice and wickedness, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth.